Hello and welcome to this Reccy versus Reccy fixture, live at Victoria Park, pitch 5. It's Sunday, January 6th, 2019. Officially the date that you should have remembered it's 2019 rather than 2018. So stop writing that on your checks, if indeed you still write checks. Also, it's 12th night tonight, but will we be witnessing a Shakespearean tragicomedy, or will it be a love story? Only time will tell. Here at Victoria Park, pitch 5, the two teams warming up. The Whites, all in white, involving players such as Jimmo, Josh Clark, Adam, Rohan, John, Joe Adamsdale, Ben Bloom, and just off to the left there you can see Rich Webb, drone operator / centre back. In the background, well, it's not quite all black. It's all a bit of a mess, really. There's Johnny Soda there in purple, Luke in red, a couple in black as well. Wicksy also wearing a purple number. It's all a bit of a shambles, you know. When you say just wear dark shirts, people just kind of wear whatever they want, really, as long as it's not white. So we're just moments from kickoff here at Victoria Park. And we'll remain to see what happens in this pulsating fixture here on January 6th, 2019. It looks like both teams will be playing a fairly expansive 4-2-3-1 formation, but really numbers dependent at this stage of the game. We've had a couple of latecomers. You can see one just entering the field of play. Oh no, that's Jimmy. He wasn't late. He was first here. It's just late to join the rondo. The classic pre-match rondo is what the Whites have opted for. Darks also following suit now with the rondo. Both looking, you know, fairly sharp, although Johnny Soda's just fallen over as I say that. So almost underway now in the 10:45 kickoff. An unorthodox kickoff time, it has to be said, for a Sunday morning fixture, but as a friendly, that's what we'll go for. The two captains, Jack and Jim, exchanging pleasantries before the game gets underway. Robo, just in the far goal, putting down his water bottle, and we're off. So Joe Haley taking up play from centre back. Oh, it's given away to the Whites. It's just trickling through. Theo, he's also given it away, and it's straight through to Josh Clark, who's been bundled over in the box, and it's a penalty early doors. Dennis, the referee, or as we call him, Ref, has given the penalty very early, given Josh Clark a really good chance to open his account for the game, which he does. Slots it home very nicely past Robo in the Darks net. So already on the score sheet, Josh slotting it home very nicely. Plenty of encroachment there from the likes of Soda and Butler. So an uphill struggle straight from the off then for the Darks, who get the game underway. I really think they weren't expecting to concede so early in the game, but what can they do from this position? Dan D playing at left back, wriggles through a couple of challenges. Will we see a bit more of that as the game goes on? He's carrying on. Dan D marauding up the left hand side, switching play very nicely over to Joe Haley, whose crossfield ball almost reaches Butler at the back post and Wicksy, but it's tidied up nicely by Webb in the dark net. Johnny Soda, absolutely classic from him, sweeping up in the central defensive midfield role. And Josh Clark could be bundling through. He's coming down the left-hand side. Josh Clark into the box. He's overhit that one slightly, and it will roll out for a goal kick. First test for Robo, other than the penalty, of course. Long kick, flicked on by Soda, out wide to Butler. Plays it infield to Luke, who gets that down to Dan. Launches it out of field. That's cleared away by the Whites. And Jimmo hoofs it long again. And Josh Clark and Rohan could be in here. And bundling again through, but it's cleared away by Dan. Only as far as the right-hand side. And it's going to be tidied up again by Luke. Coming out wide to Jack. His first touch of the ball so far in the game. He checks inside over the halfway line now with Jack. What's he seen? He's going wide with Dan D on the left-hand side. Dan plays a crossfield ball, and it's cleared away eventually by Ronan who gets the ball back. But oh, no, not quite. Wicksy there just. Ronan switches it to Jim, but he can only go as far as Johnny Soda. Johnny Soda slips it in, but it's Jim back well again. Ahead of Jack. Throwing, coming in to Luke. Looking up for his options. He goes back to Dunthorne. Dunthorne all the way across to Theo, who plays a ball nicely in field. It reaches Soda. Soda keeps hold of the ball well. Trying to make his way up the right-hand side. Gets it infield to Wicksy. Wicksy chips it over the box, but that's going to be into the hands gratefully by Rich, who's launched it long. It comes up to Rowan, but he can only find Joe Haley on the opposition team. Joe back in field with Luke, and Luke comes in tackled by Joe Adamsdale, and Jim goes wide left, and that'll be swept up by the Darks. Back with Rowboat. Lovely day here at Victoria Park, pitch 5. Really glorious. Warm as well. Unseasonably warm, you have to say. And Luke's just been caught in possession by Jim O. And Johnny Soda sweeping up once again. So play continues with Johnny, who gets it out wide to the right-hand side. Jack now infield, back with Joe Haley, who just thinks, look, let's settle things down a little bit. He gets up to Wicksy. Wicksy just drops it off for Jack. Jack checks infield, and he goes back to Johnny. And this will probably find its way to Dan. No, it doesn't. It's with Joe, and he's tackled well by Dan D, and it comes out to Butler, who plays it infield to Jack. Jack now takes on Jim. He's taken on Jim. He's into the box. Jack on the right-hand side plays the ball inside, and that has surely hit a hand, and it has. Dennis points to the spot there, the referee. He's seen Jim lead with his arm, and it's a penalty to the Darks. Well played by Jack on the right-hand side, and Jack rather unselfishly gives it over to Butler to see if he can slot this one home to make it 1-1. So Butler steps up and scores just. Oh, it was a tight one. But he goes to the goalkeeper's left. Rich does very well to get down. Gets a hand on it as well, I think. But can't quite keep it out. Wouldn't say there was too much power for Rich there. But Butler just getting it in. 1-1, game on. So Jim coming out on the left-hand side. Infield to Jimmy. The Jimmy combination working well so far for the Whites. And Johnny Soda finding Dan D well on the left-hand side. He chips the ball over the top. That's cleared by Ronan. Only as far as Soda, who seems to be everywhere, as he so often does. And now Johnny fancies a run at the White defence. It's come out to Joe Haley. Plays in field, but it's slipped through, and now Josh Clark could be in. Rowan's played him in. Theo does very well to sweep up, and he does extremely well to find a member of his own team. I think that's Dunthorne with the clearance further out. The Darts could find themselves in a bit more trouble there, but it's come out well on the left-hand side. With Butler, he plays in Wicksy. Wicksy has seen Butler again. He checks in field, finds Luke about 40 yards from goal, and Luke drops it a bit further to Joe Haley on the right-hand side of the pitch. Joe looking for Jack. Jack was very fruitful in his last marauding run up the right-hand side, but it's come out to the White team. And Joe coming back well, although Rowan's mugged him off the ball there. Rowan into the box. Will it find its way through to Josh? No, it doesn't quite. Robo out well from his goal line. And he just throws the ball out quickly to Dan. Looking for his options. He's gone infield for Theo, but that might come straight through to Rowan. And Rowan plays in Josh Clark. And Josh here with a chance. And it's cleared away eventually. Not that far though. The shot comes in and it's cleared in. Oh, it's in. Oh, it's in. I thought it had been cleared over the bar, but it's actually been deflected in. I think it was Theo there at the back. That is struck well by Rohan, but it's deflected just over the grasp of James Rowbottom there. Well, you have to say that's a rather fortunate goal for the Whites, but Rohan struck it well, and I suppose in that position, all you want to do is get the shot on target and see what happens. And it's paid huge dividends for the Whites. It's 2-1 to the Whites as we enter the 10th minute of the game. So a real hammer blow for the Darks at this stage in the game, conceding a penalty and a deflected goal. Rohan Goal hasn't really had a shot much to deal with so far, and well, it's he'll be hoping just to get his hands on the ball at some stage to make a confidence-boosting save, because he's conceded two, and you have to say neither really has been his fault. Good noise from the crowd here as well. You have to say that every time. The real fans really turn out in numbers at Victoria Park, pitch 5. So the game continues. Rich out, headed back from where it came from by Theo. And now it's finding its way to Johnny Soda. And he's been robbed of it a little bit by John. And John's played through Josh almost there. And I think that's been cleared up as far as Faz, who's made a magical entrance to the pitch. Sure, he wasn't there a couple of minutes ago, but there you go, Faz on the pitch. The Darks now with Joe Dunthorne on the left-hand side, on the halfway line. Ball flicked through, almost to Wicksy. It's going to be cleared away by Ben Bloom. Only as far as Jack on the halfway line. Jack plays it back to Joe Dunthorne. He's found Wicksy. Wicksy looking for Dan D. Dan D. Oh, it could work through, but it's been defended very well by Bloomy. All the way back as far as Rich. He just heads it back to Rich, and Rich distributes well as far as Jim O on the left-hand side. Halfway up the White half on the left-hand side. Almost a quarter of the way through the game. It's cleared away by Joe Dunthorne as far as almost the edge of the penalty area. That might actually trickle a bit further through, but Jim O cleans up. Only as far as Joe Dunthorne as the halfway line. That's bobbled over Soda and almost bobbled over Faz, but Jimmy done well to clear out any sort of danger that Faz might have been sniffing at that point. Wicksy finding Luke. Luke on the edge of the box, trying to wriggle his way through, but that's going to be cleared. Only as far as Soda, about 25 yards from goal. He finds Butler, who finds Joe in turn. Now Wicksy looking to find Soda on the edge of the box, and it's been really cleaned up and swept up well by Jimmy, who continues his run, and that's going to be tackled by Joe Dunthorne. But now Jimmy in on goal. Here he comes. Jimmy switching the play for Josh Clark on the edge of the dark box, and Josh shoots wide. Wow, you have to say that was a lovely bit of play. Sweeping up work from Jimmy, who continued his run. Found Josh Clark, who could only shoot wide from about 15 yards. Now the Whites can only find Johnny, who once again there in the central defensive midfield role. Faz looking for Butler, can't quite find him that occasion. Ronan does very well there to clean things up. Bloomy in the right back position for the Whites. Ball over the halfway line. Still in White possession, but that looks like it will probably roll through to James, but in the net. But Johnny almost in danger for the Darks inside his own area, his own box, half, I should say. And now the ball could find its way through to Faz, but Jimmy once again there, cleaning up well in the central defensive role. Ball out as far as GMO on the left-hand side. Now back in Dark's possession. And Luke, I think that might have been a shot, might have been a cross. But it's gone into the hands of Rich. That is for certain. Joe Dunthorne with the big head, as he so often does. The Dark's almost in possession. But it's actually come through as far as John, I think that is, on the edge of the box. It's been tackled well by Joe Dunthorne, and once again will be a throw-in to the Whites, deep in the dark half. And that's almost in from the whites. And it's still there, but it's been saved by Rowboat. Had to be alert to that one. And he clears out with Dunthorne on the right-hand side. And Jack, Mario, who's also magically appeared this time. Mario, I'm sure wasn't on the pitch 10 minutes ago, but seemingly has found his way onto the pitch this time. Jack on the right-hand side, looking for Faz, looking for Butler in the box. That's gone a bit too far, but it could come out to Wicksy on the left-hand side. It's going to be cleared away, I think, by Joel. Only finds Dan D. Dan looking for Faz. Looks for Luke, and this is shot. It's well saved by Rich in the air. And Luke with a rasping volley from 20 yards out into the hands of Rich, who you have to feel might have been struggling if it had been a couple of yards to his left or right. Darks looking a bit better now. Butler swings it out wide for Jack. Slight miscontrol from Jack, but it's found its way to Josh, and Josh can only pass it back to the Dark team. Now with Luke in the central midfield position, deep in the white half now. He looks wide for Dan D. Dan's done very well. He's getting his way up into the white penalty area, but it's going to be cleared away by the Whites once again. Whites leading 2-1 if you've just joined us. You're here at Victoria Park, pitch 5, this Reccy versus Reccy friendly. 2-1 so far in this game, and it's been a tight affair. Really looking for an opening for the Darks. Rich currently not in goal. Have a shot! No, they've decided against it. Joe Dunthorne looking long, finding Faz, who flicks it onto Wicksy. Wicksy with Faz once again. He's challenged by Ronan, but he keeps hold of the ball on the left-hand side, looking infield for Butler. Butler looking up and shanks his shot. Very, very wide. He'll be very disappointed, and surely we'll be thinking about that in 5 days' time. Darks back in possession with Wicksy. Wicksy has a shot as well. That's also gone wide by a fair margin too. Darks not quite having their shooting boots on so far, but remains to be seen what is left of this half. Johnny getting up well. Adam getting the ball over. I think that was to Rowan. His flick on can only find Johnny once again. Luke has been having a good game in central midfield. Finding Jack, who looks for Maz. Maz robbed of it. Down the left-hand side with Joe Adamsdale. Joe looking infield. He checks back. Finds Jim O. Jim looking for Rowan on the right, on the edge of the box. And now, well, where is the ball? We see. Well, we'll wait to see where it comes in. Oh, it's inside the box now. And it's going to be cleared away eventually by the Darks. Halfway inside, the Dark half though on the left-hand side. The ball comes into the box. That's going to be cleared by Dan, or it's going to be cleared a bit further. Surely, no, it's not. John robbing Butler of the ball. And now Bloomy up the right-hand touchline, deep in the Dark half once again. And swept up, though, this time by Jack. Jack looking wide. He finds Butler. Butler inside the box, looking for Wicksy. It's cleared up well by Jimmy. That man, once again, Jimmy Lloyd. He's he's been actually mugged off of it just inside his own area, but the ball goes out. Presumably for a goal kick. Yes, it is a goal kick. Play continues then on the left-hand side of the pitch. And Joe Haley coming on for Johnny. Very quick substitution. Akin to those on FIFA 19 where you can just do that quick sub if you hold R2 down. Oh, Faz with the shot. It's gone over the bar. And from about 25 yards, to be fair, he's not been on the pitch that long. You can't blame him. Those who've been on for the entirety of the game have still yet to find their shooting boots, I think it's fair to say. So Faz with just a sighter there. See what he can do later on in the game, I'm sure. So the ball with the Whites on the halfway line. Adam looking for a pass. feeling slightly isolated there, and it's come through to Dan D on the darks, and Dan looking for his pass now, looking for Faz. It's gone straight through to Rich and the White's net. He's looking long. Joel brings it down, almost lost control and lost out to Faz, but it's made its way to Bloomy on the right hand side, playing right back today, Ben Bloom. And with the darks now on the left hand side, Butler under pressure from Ronan, clears it out. Could be a dangerous moment here for the darks. The ball comes in, cleared away by Jimmy Lloyd once again, and the ball comes back in, and it's cleared away by John this time, coming as far as Joe Haley, who's going to have a shot here, and it's over the bar once again from the darks. And looks like there's going to be a change in goal. Controversial, you might say. Haven't seen the likes of this since David James came on up front for Man City all those years ago. But this time an outfield player is going in goal. Jimmy just geeing up the crowd with a couple of claps like you'd see Jonathan Edwards do back in the day. But he goes long. Going to be flicked on by Rowan. Looking for Josh Clark, and it's come out almost as far as Jim. That's going to be out for a throw, and Jim leaves it for Mario. Does not fancy getting the opposition that ball. No way, Jose. Mario looking up the line for Jack. Now Jack shielding the ball away from the white team. Doing very well actually under pressure with 4 players. And it's still with the darks with Wicksy. Cleared away by Ronan of the whites. Now still with Wicksy. Now with Luke almost. And that's found its way. Joel making a run up the left-hand side. Will Jim find him? No, he's looking for Rowan instead. And Rowan could be in here on the edge of the box. Rowan tipped over by Robo. Good opportunity. Well saved by Robo. The corner kick now to the Whites. Swings in. That should be cleared. It comes up as far as Bloomy. And he's blocked. Clearance. Comes out now with Jack. And almost to Butler. But Darts couldn't quite get their counter-attack game on there as Ben Bloom's shot was blocked out by the Darks. So GMO on the left-hand side. Finding the boots of Jimmy Lloyd now playing in goal after an impressive first few minutes at centre-back. Oh, Lloyd under pressure. Does well. Clears it out. Inside the white half still on the right-hand side. That's flicked on to Dunthorne. That's cleared out. Ronan with the clearance. Rich Webb further out as far as Joe Adamsdale on the left-hand side. He finds Jim O. Jim playing infield. Cleared by Joe Dunthorne. And that's an interesting touch from John. Almost takes on a bit further though. That's a great ball. Through to Bloomy. Bloomy across the box. And it's blocked by Theo. Josh still there. Still not cleared by the Darks. And eventually it does come out on the left-hand side. And should be cleared at least. Well, it's still not cleared. And Jack picks up the ball. Because actually this could be worrying for the Reccy boys. Because I think that's Adam who's gone down under pressure, and yes, it is. You can see he's left the field of play. Hope it's not too serious there, and I'm sure everyone in this Victoria Park Pitch 5 crowd will be wishing him all the best. It was an innocuous one, you have to say, but play continues. 2-1, the Whites lead on this Sunday, 6th of January morning. Butler looking up the line. That's cut out by Ben Bloom. That's infield now with John. John now looking for his options. Gets the ball to Joel. Joel under pressure from Faz. And Faz, well, it's been shanked out by Ronan. Chance to get the long throw in here then. Joe Dunthorne's up from the back. Wicksy in there. Faz as well. The throw-in comes in, it's flicked on, and it's into the net from Joe Dunthorne. Well, it's a magnificent header. The throw-in came in, and Dunthorne was there to flick the ball over Lloyd in the net. Let's have a look at that again. What Dunthorne gets up so well. Steals a march on his man Rich there. Wheels away with delight, and it's 2-2. So, what will the Whites' response be to this? 2-2. Entertaining first half, you have to say. Here at Victoria Park, a Reccy versus Reccy friendly. And you have to say, it's been played in a friendly manner, but the score is anything but. Don't really know what I mean by that. It's friendlies can end up however much they want. Good game of football is what I'm saying. It's a great game of football. White's on the attack now. Inside the Darks box, it's come to Josh Clark. It should be cleared. It is cleared by Joe Dunthorne. Almost up to the halfway line now with Jack. It's come as far as John, who switches the play from left to right to Joel. Joel, a bit further on to the right-hand side with Bloomy now. Bloomy, up the line to Rohan. Rohan, looking for options, shielding the ball well. Oh, his pass only finds Faz, though, and there's a chance for a break here. Wicksy's pass can't quite find Jack, though. Rich plays the ball left with the Whites, inside the Darks half, deep inside, on the edge of the box now, with Rohan. Rohan looking for Josh Clark. And it's cleared away by Joe Dunthorne. I think it was probably Josh looking for Rohan, actually, in that instance. But it's out for a throw-in on the right-hand side. It's a roll-in. Forgot that was a newly implemented rule at this level of the game. Roll-ins are allowed on this fixture, at least. The Darks looking to get the ball clear. They've been under the cosh slightly. Still not clear. And you have to say the midfield of John and Joel really working well in maintaining possession for the White side so far in this game. Good flick on by Josh Clark as through to Rohan. Josh still in here. Will he get a sight of goal? Josh with a shot over the bar. That's gone on to pitch 3, I believe. But it just shows he's looking for it and he's keen. Lovely bit of pinball there between Robo and Joel. So this has gone over the top. That's cleared away by Ronan on the left-hand side of the Whites half now with Butler. He's going to take the throw-in to Joe Haley. Now Joe, what's he seen? Looking for Jack, who's made his way off his wing. Now Jack gets the ball back on the left-hand side. Jack is just going to check back. Now where is Jack going to go with this? The ball comes into the area. And it's going to be cleared away, but only as far as Joe Haley, who finds Mario. Will he get there? Well, will Mario get there? We'll see. And that's half-time. So, switch of ends. Quick half-time break. Players back at it already once again. And it really is an entertaining first half. 2-2 with 2 penalties. Yeah, I have to say that the paying customers here on Victoria Park, pitch 5, will have loved every moment of it. Apart from a couple of shots, probably. From both sides, you have to say. So now, Mario and Jack working the line, trying to find a way up that right wing in this half. The switch of ends, what will that do to the game, I wonder? 2-2 here on Sunday, the 6th of January, 2019. Mario looking up the line for Wicksy. It's come through to Rich. Possession changing hands very quickly now with Josh Clark about 40 yards from goal. Josh turns his man. What's he going to look for here? Is he going to have a shot? No, he's tackled by Johnny Soda, and Johnny emerges with the ball once again on the right-hand side of the pitch. That's slightly miscontrolled. It's still in the White's possession with GMO, who's got the ball to Josh. Now he finds Rohan. Rohan looking for Josh once again. It might come through all the way to Joe Adamsdale, who looks for Ronan, whose shot is blocked well by Theo. Really well, in fact. And it's still not cleared yet, and Josh Clark's in. And his shot looks like it's just going to go into the hands of Robo, whose quick distribution out to Jack will find its way to Luke. Inside the Whites half, now with Jack. Jack is tackled by Joel, but it's found its way to Joe. And that's cleared by Rich. And it might come through to Wicksy. Now, Wicksy could get a shot off it. He checks back, finds Jack almost really well back by Ronan and cleared by Rich. But it's only found its way to Joe Haley inside the Whites half. Joe over the top, finding Wicksy. Wicksy, a back stick, and it's a wonderful goal by Matt Wicks. What a goal! What a volley! 3-2. Superb goal. Joe Haley with the crossfield ball, finding Wicksy. John doesn't know whether to stay or go, and just like the Clash song, London Calling, and it's 3-2 to the Darks. Ignore that Clash reference. Wasn't sure where I was going with it. Should not take away from how good a goal that was. So now the Whites under pressure. Darks coming from 2-1 down to leading 3-2. Wonderful game of football here at Victoria Park. And you have to give credit to both sides for putting on such a good festival of football at this early stage of 2019. Both teams looking fit, looking encouraged by their performance so far, looking enthusiastic. It's lovely to see. So Jack on the right-hand side. That looks like it was a foul. It was a foul by Ronan on Jack. And a chance for the likes of Dunthorne to get up the pitch. Butler also in there, as well as Wicksy. Ball comes in. Oh, cleared away by Lloyd. Only as far as Luke, who takes a shot, and that's gone high wide and not very handsome, to quote John Motson in FIFA 06, I think. Let's go with it. That was one of his phrases, though. John in goal now for the Whites, and that's been flicked on. Oh, Josh Clark could be in here. He bustles his way through. It's still Josh Clark. Josh with the shot, and it's wide. Thought it was in for a moment there. This is fully expecting the net to ripple there, as is so often the case with Clark, but he's put that one wide. He'll be disappointed with himself on that one. And the Whites now looking to get more into the game. And the shot comes once again in. I think that was Joe Adamsdale with the shot. It's, fortunately wide from the Darks' point of view, but the Whites will be encouraged by their performance so far in this second half. Save for conceding the goal, they've been all over the Darks. And it's only a matter of time, surely, before they get back on level terms, you have to think. The Darks now, with some defending to do, on the right-hand side. The throw-in will come in. That's going to be cleared away well by Johnny Soda. May have been a foul in there. Referee says no. Only not quite cleared yet, and it is eventually cleared well by Theo. But the ball drops to Ronan. Just beaten to the ball by Butler, whose clearance is blocked. And further out by Dunthorne. That will alleviate the pressure somewhat on the Darks for the moment, that is. So Faz now, with a bit of time to consider his options, he finds Butler. Butler looking on the left-hand side, puts the ball in the box, and it's flashed across the area. No one there with a finishing touch, but maybe looking to get it in the more corridor of uncertainty next time. Ball headed clear by Rich in the meantime. The game still being played at a very good pace. And now Jack with his typically long throw looking for Butler. And Butler's headed on, and it's claimed by John. Well played by John, and now the Whites could be it. That ball through from Ronan, and is cleared away by Robo. Well off his line very quickly. Saw the danger and alleviated the pressure. Jack now on the right-hand side. He's had a lively game, as has a lot of these players on the pitch so far. Much livelier than one might expect at this early stage of January. Obviously, it's an interesting time for amateur footballers, is the early January stage, and Faz getting the way into the box. That'll be claimed, picked up by John. Yeah, it is. Professional footballers often complain about playing too many games in the festive period, and you have to say for amateur players it's probably the opposite. You may just need a couple in between just to keep the fitness up and the beers at bay. So Johnny Soda leaving it for Jack on the right hand side. Jack now checking in field, gets past another man. Wicks, plays it well out on the left hand side with Joe Haley. He can't quite keep the ball in play though, so it will be a throw in to the Whites on the halfway line on the right hand side. And Bloomy switching the play well from right to left with Jim O. Jim over the top, looking for Ronan, I should say. Into the hands of Robo. It's just an element of danger there. Dunthorne has done well to safely see the ball back to Robo in the Dark's net. Now with Faz. Faz turning him on the sixpence. Cleared up by Rich, but only as far as Joel, who plays the ball well out wide with Jim O. Jim, his ball hits Soda, and Jim still emerges with it about 30 yards from goal. He switches it from left to right to find Ronan, and that's into the box and claimed by Robo, who quickly gets the play back underway with Jack back to Mario. Mario plays the ball back to Jack on the right hand side, who switches play very nicely. Gets a round of applause, and rightly so, from the crowd here at Victoria Park. So Joel now on the ball with the white team. That's going to be chipped over to Josh Clark. Josh now in. Will he have a shot? He does, and it's gone wide. Just saying his size, you have to say. He's firing off his warning signs. About halfway into the second half here at Victoria Park. If you've just joined us, the Darks leading 3-2, having been 2-1 down. 2 penalties in the first half to each side, or to either side. 1 to either side, I should say. Butler from the penalty spot, cancelling out Josh's penalty before Rohan scored a deflected goal to make it 2-1 to the Whites, and Dunthorne with a lovely header making it 2-2. And if you've just joined us, you missed a wonderful goal from Matt Wicks, who scored with a tremendous volley, having been put through by Joe Haley. So the ball now on the right hand side with Mario. Clears well, but can only find Jim, who looks back for Joel, I think that is, on the halfway line. Joel over the top. Theo clearing well, heading out. Dunthorne tidying up as well, once again, with Wixie. He looks wide for Butler. Butler switching the play, looking for Jack on the halfway line with Dunthorne once again. Butler bringing the ball down, looking over the top this time for Faz. It comes out to Jack. Jack now twisting and turning, as is his wont. Goes back to Mario on the halfway line on the right hand side. Dunthorne now looking up the line. Be a throw in to the Whites on the left hand side. Now Josh with a flick on. The Whites pressing and probing, seeing what they can make of this sustained pressure they've had since going 3-2 behind. Now with Joel. He gets the ball wide. The ball comes back, goes out for a throw-in, I believe. Can't see it myself. And the ball comes in. Should be cleared by Theo. Is cleared very well. It's up in the air though, still inside the area. The ball is going to be bobbling around, and it is eventually cleared by Theo and further out by Joe Haley, who's found a wonderful ball actually with Jack on the right hand side. Jack taking on Rich on the halfway line now with the Darks. He finds Faz. Faz, now what can Faz do? About 30 yards from goal. It's tackled very well by Joel. Butler looking in field for Jack. Now Jack with the ball. Will he have a shot? He will. It's blocked and it could come through to Faz, but it's actually cleaned up by John, who quickly gets the ball out of his penalty area. And now with Ronan on the right-hand side of the pitch. It's, it's pulsating stuff, you have to say. No one fancies a breather, despite the fact that players are visibly looking tired at this stage of the game. Dan D has switched sides and has switched that play well. Through to Josh. Josh twisting and turning inside the box. He gets a good ball in. It's going to be cleared up once again, though, very well by Joe Dunthorne. And the centre-back pairing of Theo and Dunthorne having a lovely time in this second half. Eating up every single attack that the Whites have to throw at them so far. 3-2, the Darks lead. If you've just joined us, you join us here on the Reccy versus Reccy friendly game. On this wonderful morning here in East London. Plenty of fixed-wheeled bicycles down on the side of the pitch. A real hallmark of this area, but also of this team. As Ronan finds Josh. Josh gets it back to Ronan. Is Johnny Soda going to get there? He just does. And he's done very well there. Soda coming back from the central defensive midfield role to get a vital challenge in there, because you have to feel that Rowan would have been in. The ball's out there on the right-hand side. Is it going to be cleared by the Darks? It is. As far as Faz. Faz gets a secondary challenge in, but it only falls as far as Dan, who has a shot, and it's gone wide. I think it was Dan D there with the eventual shot. Good drive from the midfielder. The ball coming in from the corner kick now. Goes deep to Rich. Back across goal. That's up in the air from Joel. Joel flicks it on. Looking for Dan D again. And it's going to be over the bar, that one. Good effort from Dan D. Nice change in position of the camera. The crowd have asked for a dynamic cam to be put on. And that's exactly what's been offered with Wicksy. Chief drone operator Rich Webb making his way back on the pitch, playing everyone well onside. If Luke can look up and finding Wicksy. Wicksy goes wide to Joe Haley. Can he repeat his trick? Looking for Wicksy. He goes crossfield. It's going to be cleared by John. And that's tackled by a combination of Soda and Butler. And Butler has a shot, and it's tame. Bounces before the goalkeeper. And there we go. Slightly wider angle on this camera now, as Ronan, never short of energy, finds his way out of his own half. But it's back in Dark possession on the left-hand side. Long throwing comes in, flicked on by Faz. That'll be cleaned up by Ben Bloom, who's now in goal. Bloomy now just says, look, settle. I can see, I can feel it myself. We're all very tired, aren't we? Let's make sure that whenever the ball goes through to the goalkeeper, let's have a little bit of a breather, because there's no way we're all going to be able to sustain this, is there? And I'd have to say, I probably agree with him. The ball comes in, and it's that's out. Out for a goal kick. Robo. He doesn't fancy it though. Not at all. Robo's like, I'm loving this. Let's keep the tempo up. I'm not going to waste any time here for this. We've paid for this pitch here. Pitch 5, Victoria Park. As Soda emerges with the ball. That's well cleared by Theo. Clearing any danger out once again. John with the throw to Jimmy. Jimmy looking to get away from Matt Wicks though. Johnny cleaning up, and now Jack has a chance to get Wicksy in once again. 30 yards from goal. It comes through to Butler, and it's a terrible touch. He looks at his feet as if, you know, they were the problem. And you have to say that probably they were his problem. Theo holding off Rohan well there. And ball in dark possession. Johnny looking for Jack. Jack goes infield. Now it's Rohan. Dan D is robbed of it by Johnny Soda. Johnny goes wide left to Butler. Butler finding Johnny again. Johnny almost inside the box. And Butler coming in with a shot. And that's blocked and comes through to Bloomy. Just got a clip through. On its way through to Bloomy from John. A shot from Butler with his left foot. Trying to extend the Darks lead. Still 3-all. We have to still 3-2, I should say. But will it be 3-all soon? You have to wonder. The ball with the Whites. It's a free kick given away by the Darks. Jimmo will take. He says, look, Faz is in the way a little bit. Come on, ref. Deal with that. Jim looking long. Cleared away by Theo. Headed away. Johnny looking for Jack. Jack now infield. Goes to Luke in the centre of the park, but that's been taken off of it by Rohan. Rohan. His pass is blocked by Joe Dunthorne. Dunthorne. Really well played up on the left-hand side. He's looking for Butler now. That's cleared by Jimmy Lloyd and further out by John. And now with Rich. Rohan can't quite control it now with Wicksy. Wicksy finds Jack. Jack places the ball to Butler. Butler could get a shot off here. It's just wide. Decent effort. But wide by, it looked like about 3 or 4 yards from Butler. 22, 23 yards out from goal. The Whites now give away possession in the middle of the park with Joe Haley now on the left-hand side for the Darks. He finds Butler. Butler has been tackled by Rohan. Now Dan D looking to get an attack underway for the Whites. He looks left to Jimmo. Jimmo tackled by Johnny Soda. That's going to be a throw into the Whites. It's on the edge of the box now with Rohan. And it could come through here. Ball in by Joel. I think it's Joel with the goal. Well, it came from nothing really. But the ball came through to Joel. And he planted it past Robo. Ball skipped past Josh. Through to Joel. Joel just drills it into the net. An excellent finish from Joel to make it 3-all. Well, I did have a feeling that would happen. The Whites have been putting the pressure since they've been going behind. And you have to say, it has been coming. Wonderful finish from Joel to make it 3-all. Game on once again. So the play continues. And players just starting to tie it. You have to think. Luke, though, looking back to Joe. Up the field to Joe. Haley this time. He finds Wicksy, who finds Butler on the left-hand side. Now what can Butler do? He plays it infield to Jack. Jack now with a race against John. John clears it well. And it's out for a long throw-in. And Dunthorne up for this one as well. Butler looking to launch another one in the area. There it goes, and it's headed up and further out by Ronan, who finds Josh Clark, and Josh could take on Joe Haley here, and Josh gets away from Joe Haley. He flicks it in, and it's well tidied up by Theo. Oh, danger signs there for the Darks. Josh almost slipping the ball in. And you have to say a one-on-one could have ended it being 4-3 to the Whites. What can happen in the last 10 minutes of this game remains to be seen, of course, but a 3-3 scoreline at this point, in my opinion, you have to say it's a fair scoreline. Goalkeeper's just out of his net at the moment. Have a shot! Still out of his goal, Bloomy. I wonder what... No, I've seen him. Back in White possession, and Bloomy's back in goal as well. Just donning his hat for the last 10 minutes. He's getting cold. Not had much work to do this half. And, well, that says it all, really. Ball cleared up by the goal scorer. Joel out on the right-hand side. With the Darks, a throw-in. Oh, it looks like, in this meantime, I can't believe my eyes. Looks like Robo's gone up front for the Darks. Well, have you ever seen anything like this? Apart from the aforementioned David James incident about 45 minutes ago. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Joel's just kicked that out of play. And, it's flicked on by Robo. Oh, last 7 minutes of commentary as we're joined by the gaffer himself, Jimmy Lloyd.
So let's see what we have here. Have we, I believe, unbelievable bit of skill from Richard Webb there. We should probably take a look at that again.
We'll do that in post.
Yeah.
Maybe. If
Fabulous
there is such
skill.
a thing as
They
post.
call him the accidental Iniesta.
So 3-3 here at this stage of the game. And, well, you do wonder whether or not there'll be a fourth goal for the Whites. Luke playing in goal now with Robo up top.
I've had some communications from spectators on the side, and they were very surprised, having just walked in the game, to see a green figure in a goalkeeper shirt playing up top.
Yeah, that's Robo, and, well, you have to feel that his time may come. Really, it might come. He's a big presence up front, and there's just something within me that thinks that he might get an opportunity that could be the winner.
Can he take it, though? Not a man prone to practicing those tight, sharp finishes. But a good kick.
He's got a great kick on him. Let's just hope that chance might come to his feet rather than his head.
You got to say, let's hope for everyone, and that chance comes very soon. Otherwise, this could go on for quite a long time.
Oh, good header though by Robo on the right-hand side with Jack. He's emerging out on the right-hand side. Jack looking for options. He's a bit isolated up there. 4 men around him. He goes back to Butler. Butler, time to set himself. He's looking in the box. He's crossing it in. And there's Robo with... Oh, it's into the hands of Ben Bloom.
Well, he scuffed that as a header, didn't he? It really was a golden chance. He outjumped John Stewart. Real surprise. Not many people do that. But it was, well, forgive me for saying this, but a really quite pathetic header.
And I just felt, Jimmy, that I felt that chance was coming as well. You have to think, the Darks were looking likely.
It was a fabulous ball in, and you got to say, that's probably not his last chance.
Maybe, maybe not. We see. We'll wait and see.
Lovely to see so many bikes by the side of the pitch as well.
Yeah,
it's mark of Sunday League football.
It's not gone unnoticed by the fans here.
Yeah, they do say at this level more bikes than fans, and it was very hard to disagree with that here.
You can't quite see. There was at least 500 fans just off to the right-hand side of the pitch. So this camera angle doesn't show it, as it often doesn't. The Wembley camera angle doesn't show the empty seats when Spurs are playing there from time to time. Likewise, the Emirates.
And you've got to think the drone, not famous for being able to capture the raucous noise here at Victoria Park.
No. Well, yeah, quite.
Lovely touch from
Touch
Rowbottom.
from Robo. It's gone back into white possession. Dunthorne on the left-hand side. He's had a wonderful game. Finding Butler, flicks out the line. Dunthorne still has enough energy at this point in the game. He barges off Joel. That's cleared away by Lloyd, who's been everywhere when he's been outfield.
He's been on the floor. He's been face down. He's been face up. He's been looking the wrong way. I can tell you there, that kick, when a man of Lloyd's quality kicks a ball that high, regardless of where it goes, he'll be thinking to himself, oh, that went very high.
It's a flick on by Butler. It's gone to nowhere. He was really asking a lot from Soda, but the long throw could come in here. Looking for Dunthorne once again. It's bobbling around the area. It's eventually cleared by Dandy. Rather, laissez-faire attitude to clearing the ball out. And he's just, I think he's looking for a substitution for Ben Bloom because he just waved his hands in that way that you are asking for a sub. But will he get that opportunity?
He's run a lot today,
Yeah,
Davis, for both teams.
Is that fair? You have to ask. But it's not outside of the rules of the game. Oh, Clark now on the right-hand side of the box. Clark looking in field. He brings the ball down to Ronan, and this shot is cleared away eventually, but only comes as far as Joel, whose shot is also cleared, and it's still up in the air inside the White's box. Inside the Darts box, I should say. Cleared away eventually. And you just feel that the next goal here could be crucial.
We're entering the business phase of the game, but Rowbottom on the charge in the channels.
Oh, it's a good challenge by Lloyd once again.
He goes to ground fairly fast there. And you got to think against a player whose livelihood isn't playing in goal, they might have done a bit better against him there.
A long throw, looking like it might come once again from Butler. But what could happen here? Do the Whites fancy a late counter-attack? You wonder. A throw coming in, flicked on by Dunthorne, that's cleared. As far as Theo looking for a cross by Butler, and that's a poor cross. It's been blocked by John, and is there a break on here, I wonder? John looking up the right-hand side, and he gets the ball into Ronan. Ronan now comes back, and it goes over to Josh, and Josh gets away from Theo. Josh, goal! 4-3 to the Whites, and it's that man, Josh Clark, once again. He's bookended this game, a penalty in the first minute, and sliding the ball home in what can surely is the last seconds of this game. Just flicking the ball over Theo, and taking it first time after that from the edge of the box, past Luke in the Darks net, and that's 4-3.
Beautiful kiss of the post there. Luke had no chance.
No. And, well, we're in the last knockings of this game.
Still time, though, for a chance, you feel, particularly with Rowbottom, a physical menace, if not a technical one up top.
Yeah, there he has been. He's had one chance already in this game, and you just feel that if it comes to him, he surely won't miss the second one.
Seems to me, Andrew, that Joe Haley has been thrown up front here.
Yeah, Joe now playing with 4-3 up front. Looks like the ball comes loose in the middle of the park. Joel just touches it back to John. John now just looking to ease the game home. But Rowbottom with a nice bit of physical presence. Johnny Soda on the floor looking to challenge Josh, who plays the ball through to Rowe. And it's just into the hands, gratefully, I'm sure, from Luke, who goes, sod this, I don't want the ball.
It's hard to see where that went, really. History won't be too kind.
Luke gets the ball back in his hands once again. Can he launch what is surely a final attack? Robo bringing the ball down nicely, you have to say, for a goalkeeper, to Butler. Butler switches the play from left to right, finding Jack, and now Jack has a chance here. And it's come through to Robo.
Well,
it's wide.
You must say the camera operator has done Rowbottom a huge favour there.
Well. I mean, it's a lovely view across East London, Hackney Marshes there, and now over to the Stratford the site of the famous 2012 Olympics. But is that the end of the game? Well, you have to think.
You got to think, from Super Saturday to Shambolic Sunday there. Really quite a decent opening for Rowbottom, but, well, who knows? It may have even gone in.
And there it goes. Well, the drone seemingly automatically making its way home. Incredibly.
Drone has had enough. He's seen enough.
Maybe this is the final chance. Oh, that was the highlight of the game there. I think that is it. But
fabulous play from Webb there, and just the clip had everything.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's
the
it.
Goalkeeper playing up top, trying to play a ball to the right and squeezing it with your left foot.
Well, that's it, sports fans. A full hour of highlights from Victoria Park, pitch 5. The game ends 4-3 to the Whites. A wonderful game of football, and well, we'll check out now because that's been a wonderful hour spent. I'm sure you agree too. There you go.
Cannot wait to watch the remaining 47 minutes.